All right, this is a look now at a memorial. There's a memorial that continues to grow. This is actually inside the chambers where Representative Melissa Hortman's desk is. It's the first thing you see right when you walk in, and now it holds a photograph of her. We know that she was shot and killed along with her husband, Mark Hortman, and this is a look at the memorial now that continues to grow. It's moved inside. She, along with John Hoffman, Senator John Hoffman, who was shot and survived, along with his wife Yvette, who are still recovering. And it did take the state's largest manhunt in history to bring the suspect into custody last night. It was 43 hours of searching, so many different scenes, and it all came to an end in Green Isle.
That is where Vance Boelter was found and arrested. His main residence was on a farm in Green Isle, not far from where he was apprehended. Authorities say Boelter was caught on a trail cam to begin with. Fox 9's Rob Olson has been out there all day. Rob, authorities were first in Green Isle on Saturday, as you were. Now you're in the very spot where Boelter was arrested. Show us what was there and give us a look around.
Yeah, this is the field right back here where Boelter was eventually sort of surrounded and cornered. And the way it came to be that, I mean, the net was starting to close in on him, but then it closed quickly here because a woman named Wendy Thomas, we talked to her earlier, she was visiting this home back here to pick up an address book, a plat book essentially with numbers of the people in this area. From the man who lives there, he wasn't home. His nickname is Sticks. You'll hear her say that name here in a moment. But as she was driving down the driveway, saw somebody walking down along the driveway in the grass by himself. Didn't immediately think it was Boelter, but immediately thought it was suspicious, especially when that person ducked down and she flagged down a deputy that happened to be passing by at that moment because law enforcement was all around. And now you'll hear her tell her story about what happened next.
Once I realized that there was no other people here and there was no other vehicles, I started freaking out. And then it dawned on me, Sticks was gone. He was in Alexandria for trap shooting, and they would have needed his, his authorization to be on the property. So Dad's like, hang up the phone, call it in, and I'm like, Dad, he just ducked because I know there's a culvert here. So when he got to the culvert, he had ducked. I could still see him.
Yeah, and then she was sent down to the roadblock area, and that's when law enforcement then were able to zero in on this field, and it was about an hour and a half later when he was taken into custody.
And Rob, the trail cam, that was a big part of last night's search for him. He appeared on a trail cam not far from where he abandoned a vehicle, allegedly. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, to give you the lay of the land here, Boelter's home is about 1.5 miles straight east of where I am right now. It was another couple miles east of that where they found the car that he'd been driving and the hat that he'd been wearing. The trail camera, I'm told, and we have an image obtained by Fox 9 of the trail camera, so we'll show that to you. That was in an area to the south of where he was discovered in the couple hours or so before he was spotted here by Wendy Thomas. So that the car led them down to this area. They knew he'd been here on Sunday morning. The trail camera then narrowed it, and then Wendy Thomas narrowed it to this field.
Oh, lots of interesting pieces came together last night to get that man apprehended. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it. And we cannot forget the other two victims in these targeted shootings, Senator John Hoffman, as Amy just referenced, and his wife Yvette.
They were rushed to the hospital and into surgery on Saturday. The two combined 17 times they were shot between the two of them. Both survived that surgery. They are recovering. There is a GoFundMe raising some funds and support for the Hoffmans through the Fernbrook PTO, and that has surpassed the $100,000 mark and continues to grow.
And we wish them the very best in their recovery. It's going to be a long recovery. For every update and development on this tragic and still evolving situation, head over to fox9.com. There you can download the Fox Local app on your phone. It is instrumental.